The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Sean.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world. Hello, and welcome to Friday. It is it's July. It's July 7th, 2023. The 7th month, the 7th day. That's kind of fun. And it's also 7 degrees out right now. My goodness, 777. Go buy yourself a lottery ticket. I do hear 7 is a lucky number.
5 a.m. Confessions.
I have to tell you something, and it's a little bit embarrassing. Back in March when we had the first warm day and everyone was barbecuing, I was too. At least I bought all the ingredients too and then realized I was out of propane. And I had to make my dinner that would be perfectly charred on the grill in the oven. And I've done that multiple times since. Or I remembered I was out of propane while I was in the grocery store and modified my shopping to make up for it. Instead of just driving around the corner and switching out my tank. Well, finally, July 6th, last night, I remembered to get propane. And I had my first smoky of 2023. Does that mean I have to hand in my favorite season of the year is summer card, or my I'm a really good cook and I especially take advantage of the barbecue season card? I just feel like a bit of a failure. Well, it's been 3 and a bit years since many folks started working remotely and Zoom stocks went crazy. Are you still having virtual meetings? I met someone the other day who clearly perfected their skills while working from home. We were on a Zoom call together. She was mid-sentence when one of her dogs started barking. Now, I could tell this was one of those, someone is walking by and I must alert them that I'm in the window and would like them to know I'm big and scary in case they think they should walk up the driveway barks. But I only heard the first half a second of it because this person suddenly was muted. You could see them yell, but not hear them. And just as quickly, their mic was back on, the dog was silent, and they picked up their sentence where they left off. She should totally put that on her resume. Have you heard about the recommendation to get rid of best before dates? A report on grocery affordability from a House of Commons Committee on Agriculture and Agri-Food suggests that Canada do away with best before dates because of widespread misconception that they indicate whether a product is safe to consume. And I can see this. For instance, buying a container of spinach. The spinach usually lasts at least a week past the best before date, but in my brain, it tastes a little different, a little old, you know? And then there's lunch meat. I just find that date confusing. Is it only best before a month from now when it hasn't been opened? Because I insist on only letting it sit in my fridge for 1 week after its vacuum seal has been broken. Where's the consume within 2 weeks of opening message on that stuff? And pickles. What's the expectation of pickles? How long can they be in the fridge after the jar has been popped? Maybe I'm calling for more best before dates, or at least a little information, please. When you go to a hotel, what is on your must-have list? Now, for me, it's the free breakfast. I want to look at the reviews as well and see what they're offering for breakfast, because that trend that happened during COVID where they were giving you a bagged breakfast and it was kind of like, here's a yogurt, here's an apple, and here's a fruit muffin for somebody who doesn't eat fruit or yogurt. What a fail. Why pay extra for free breakfast if that's what it's going to be? I want it to be hot. I want there to be pancakes and sausages and eggs and one of those things where you can pour a waffle batter into a waffle maker and have that, and Fruit Loops, please. I want a smorgasbord. So that is on my must-have list. But for my husband, he is all about the free pool. Now, not only does he look at reviews to see how the pool is, but he'll also call the hotel and make sure that the pool is in operation and that it's going to be open long enough for him to enjoy it both at night and in the morning before we check out. And he says, if the hotel doesn't have a pool, why don't we just sleep in the car? What's the point? What's on your must-have list for a hotel? Is it breakfast? Is it a pool? Is it something else? 780-791-1037. We're chatting about things you must have in your hotel for you to book, and I'm always looking for free breakfast, the good kind. My husband's always looking for a pool, the open kind. Andrew, he says he's looking for good air conditioning. I never think about that, but it is really important to have a hotel room you can make less stuffy. Kristen says both a pool and free breakfast are a must, but if she doesn't bring the kids, then she's going to Denny's. Jacqueline, looking for pet friendly. Yes, that is so important for people with pets to have pet friendly, and for some people with allergies to have non-pet friendly. So you got to kind of look at that. And then Michelle, an iron. never ironed anything in a hotel in my life, but I like that she's got that on her list and she's looking. I've never thought about that. In the amenities, does it say that, or do you have to call and check? We've been chatting about must-haves in hotels, and usually for me, it's free breakfast. I want it included and I want it to be hot. But people are saying they don't care about free breakfast. In fact, they're not even going to eat it because they want to go to Denny's. I know we used to have one about 7 years ago before it burnt down in the fire, but they say they miss it so much that when they go to the city or go anywhere and there's a Denny's in town, that's what they're doing in the morning, is going out for breakfast. So I guess if you're looking to franchise a restaurant, bring back the Denny's. Fort McMurray has spoken. Have you heard of the new trend called hotbedding? Is trend the right word to call it? It's where two people decide to cut costs or have to cut costs on housing. So they find someone on opposite shift of them, and one person gets the bed for the night and the other gets the bed for the day. And on weekends, well, I guess you take turns sleeping on the couch. Now, it sounds like the bedding would still be warm between users. And are you changing out your sheets each day or just using a sleeping bag? Or do you have rules like you have to shower before you get in bed and that's good enough? Well, the term is new. In Fort McMurray, it's pretty normal. I mean, not switching a bed out every 12 hours, but my neighbors are on opposite shifts and live in Athabasca, and every 6 days they switch out completely. Is there a term for that? Hot housing, hot shifts, shift beds, bed shifts, house shifts. Yeah? Or is that a term your home inspector uses when the floor seems a little wonky? Ugh, all the good names are taken. Have you heard about the new way to make cleaning fun, or at least to get a lot done in as little time as possible? It's called the microwave race. It's where you put a timer on your microwave, say for 1 minute, and then you see how much you can tidy before the microwave goes off. My microwave recently stopped heating things. The plate just spins and nothing happens. But I wonder if I could rig it up to play music instead. Because a timer with a little Mario star power would really motivate me. Let's do it together. You clean your car and I'll throw out my coffee cup. Here we go. Took me 5 seconds. How's your car doing? Find any garbage in there? I'm going to say this out loud and it might make me sound super out of touch, but things that don't matter, your number on Threads. I do feel like this was extremely clever of Meta to come up with, though. Like, basically you sign up and you get an @ number, much like your old BPM. Anyone remember BlackBerry Messenger? Now I'm sounding super old. But anyway, the number they give you is how long it took you to sign up before everyone else. For instance, a pop culture newsletter I read every day announced that they are number 380. Out of the world who signed on to this new socials account, they were the 380th. And Sean set an alarm to sign up and get in there real quick, and he's number 459,527. I, on the other hand, didn't know it existed until he told me about it yesterday, and I just signed up now, and I'm number 66,479,950, which I guess you could type into Threads to find me, or just type my username. That's probably easier. I don't think I'm going to get good at this. I never did get good at Twitter. I think I have about 1,000 tweets, and they all have just like carried over from my Instagram. But this one you have to be careful with, because if you do get Threads and then you decide, this isn't for me, I don't need it, I'm going to delete it, it will delete your Instagram account as well. So be careful, choose wisely. Who cares about your number?
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.